So we'll also have, as you can see, we have post-processing, steel design, concrete design, foundation design, ramp connection, deck, bridge deck, and advanced slab design, piping, earthquake. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to click on edit. We're going to click on edit. So I'm going to select X to Z axis. Remember, what we want to do is telecommunication mast. So I'm okay with the right hand side that is 10 meters by 10 meters, and the spacing, that is to say each of these from here to here is 1 meter. The spacing is 1 meter. So I'm going to say okay. So I'm going to click from here to this, take it to this, bring it to this, bring it to this. And I want to drag up these and say snap. So I'm going to click up this again and say take from here to here, to here, to here, to here. So I'm going to click up this again and say take from here to here, to here, to here, to here. Now, I'm done with, someone will be asking, I'm done with the nodes here. Someone will be asking, oh, why this? The reason why I'm doing this, when a mast is going up, the more it goes up, the smaller it becomes. The more it goes up, the smaller it becomes. So I'm actually going to take this thing up. So, but before that, let's close this so that you understand what I'm saying. So now this is it. So I'm going to select this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and click on Translational Repeat and do it on the y-axis. So I want it at 10 meters being the first one, and the step is 1. If I click this, the spacing increases to 10. So what I'm gonna do is so I'll click OK. So I'm gonna click OK. When I click OK, now I have this and I have this. So I'm gonna do another thing. I'm going to select this and delete it. So it's either you use the delete key or you come here and press delete and you say delete. You to ask whether you want to delete the beams, I'll say yes. I'll also delete this. So I have only this and this. I have only this and this. So the next thing is I'll select the most inside one, these ones. I'll select these ones and I will run a translational repeat. I'll run a translational repeat. This one, I want it at 5, and but I want the steps to be 2. And so I'm going to click OK. Sorry, I did it on the wrong global axis. Translational repeat on y-axis, 5 and 2. And I'm going to click OK. So I have this. So I'm going to delete these ones. Yes. So the next thing is I'm going to use the add beam. We're going to use the add beam. I'm going to use the add beam and, join this to this carefully. Join this to this carefully and this to this. So I'll carefully do that. I have to carefully do that to this and this to this. So I'm going to take this to this, this to this, and I'm going to take this to this, this to this, this to this, and this to this. So now I know the next thing that is going to be coming up as question is, what is the height of these masts? The first one we did is 10 meters. 10 meters. The first translational repeat we did from here to here is 10 meters. From here to here is 5. Then the next one is 5. So we have 5 meters, 5 meters, which is we have 10 here and we have 10 here, which is 20 meters. So our telecommunication mast is going 20 meters high. Do you get it? So it's going 20 meters high. So I'm going to drop these two here. And the next step I'm actually going to do, I'm going to go to Z axis. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to select this. After selecting this, I'll go to add nodes, insert nodes. So on the insert nodes, I'm going to click on insert nodes, and then it's going to ask me number of nodes I want. I want it at 7. I want it at 7. So I will say okay, and I'm going to click save, and I'm going to select these. I'm going to select these and select these and hold control and select the other one. So I'll go back to here and click on insert node and click on add points. And I want this one to be 5. I want this one to be 5. So I'll click OK. And after clicking that, I will go to the isometric views. I want to join these things. I want it to look, I want to join these things. So I'm gonna, I'm sorry for that. So if you watch, maybe probably while we were selecting that, one was not selected properly. So I'm gonna select this. So I'm going to select this, and I'm going to select this and say add nodes. So remember, it's an end node. Add end node of we used 7 for that. So I'm gonna click OK. Sorry. If I select this, I'll click OK. I'll go to add node. You said n equals to 7. I'll say add end nodes. I'll click OK. So that's how to correct that, should in case something like that comes up. So now I'm gonna use the add beam. I'm gonna join them, the way they are. I'm going to join them. So you have to do this carefully. You have to do this carefully, and you have to be careful about it so that you don't miss the points. So I'm gonna take this to this, this to this. So I'm gonna take this to this. Record. Microphone system. So sorry for that interruption. So I'm going to take this to this, this to this, this to this, this to this, and so I'm going to take this to this. Sorry. I think I made that mistake. I'm going to take this to this, this to this. So I'm going to take this one to this one, this one to this one, and I'm going to take this one to this one to this. So I'm going to take this to this, and this to this. I'm going to take this to this, and then this to this. So I'm going to take this to this, and So you have to be careful about the nodes. You have to be careful about the nodes. So I've done the base part. So I'll go up and continue the same way. I'll go up and continue the same way. So now, why this that we are adding, the essence of this is that we are trying to create those beams, those lateral beams. You actually get to understand them when we start working on them fully. So we are trying to add these beams. These are the lateral beams. So we are done with this level. We'll come up again, and you know, we select this to this, this to this, this to this, this to this. We select this one to this one to this point, and this point, and then this point, and so I'm going to select this again and do this to this, this to this, this to this, and this to this. So I'm going to select this to this, this to this, this to this, this one to this. I'm going to select this also to this also to this also to this, and this to this. So having done this now, having done this, if you watch, we are done. We are through with the joining the whole thing. So the next thing I'm going to do is, you know, from here to the first division point is 10 meters. And from here to here is the next division point is 5 meters, and from here to the last one is 5 meters. So this is what I'm going to do. I want to delete. Okay, before that, I am going to pick up. This is covering my screen a bit. So I'm going to pick up. So I'm going to go to select, and I want to get the node, the midpoint of all these beams we've added. So I'll go to select, go to beams parallel to X. It will select them, and I'll go back there, beams parallel to Z. So once all these are selected, if you get to this point, the next thing is we will have to go to add insert nodes. So when we click on insert nodes, instead of using the add endpoints, we say add midpoint, and we'll click OK. So it will automatically add midpoint for all the selected to automatically add midpoint for all the selected this thing. So now, having added the midpoints, the next thing is you notice that we're going to be joining these. We're going to be joining this to this, 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 and this to this, then this to this. Now, you see that these ones are of no use. So I'm going to select these, the last ones. I want to select them. I'm going to select them, and I'll go to geometry. I'll see, you'll see merge selected beams. merge selected beams. So I'm going to click on it. Then this dialog box comes up. I'll just click on merge. It will keep merging them. So now once they are done, I'll close. So you get to find out that this is not just now these ones are now single beams. So now I want to do add them. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to sorry, on a Z axis, on a positive Y axis. So now if you get to this point, if you see this point now the thing there is, see the gist here. We want to join from here to here, here to here, do them parallel. So I'm going to use add beam again. Click from here to here, from here to here, and click from here to here. I'm going to do them. So I'm going to click them one after the other, joining them. So you actually understand so you're going to join them. Now, the reason why, what we are just trying to create is the channels for the mast. We're trying to create the channels for the mast. So if we are able to do this, create the channels for the mast, once you get to this point, I'll practically tell you, we've done like, if we finish this point, we've done like 70% of what we need to do. 70% of what we need to do. So I'll go over to the other end. I'll go over to the other end, and I'm gonna be doing this. Okay. You know, it's a game of patience. So you just have to patiently wait for it, put them up, and so I am I'm adding them one after the other, linking, adding the beams. Why you have to do it in this view is so that everything will be straight and, you know, accurate. Everything will be straight and accurate. So it will not be like you get this node, you don't get this node, or you did not get this node and all that. Do you get the point? So now we're gonna put these. So I'm done with this side. I'm gonna fix up the other side. I'm gonna fix up the other side. So you know, I have to gradually fix them. You know, I have to keep saving it. Once the save this thing pops up on your own, you can also use the save button, the Control S to save. Is it? Yes, yes.
Whether
Me, I'm checking it. Because of the voice there. Yeah. So I still have to finish them up. We'll open it. You see the beauty of what we are doing. You see you appreciate the beauty. So I made a mistake somewhere. So I want to delete this. I want to delete this, and I want to delete. Sorry, and I want to delete, and I want to delete this. So I'll pick up the add beam again. So just be careful because it might be a little bit confusing. So we are going to I'm finishing it. You will soon see the beauty of what we are doing. So having done this now I'm going to show you in 3D in isometric view so that you understand what we are doing. Do you see what? So we are going to now you see the smaller ones, we have to we have to just jump it, continue, just continue. Okay, so sorry for that little distraction. Now I'm gonna continue with the add beam and click on this to this, this to this, click on this to this, click on this to this, and I'm gonna select this, click on this to this, click on this to this, click on this to this. Here. So I'm gonna click on this to this, click on this to this, You just have to be careful here because it's becoming smaller. If possible, you zoom it because of your eyes. Click on this to this, on this to this one to this one, 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 this one to this one. And I'm going to click on this to this, click on this to this, click on this one to this, click on this one to this. I'm going to take this one and take this one. So this is the last one for this side. I'll take it also. So if you watch, we have this side and this side done. So I'm gonna click this point and I'm gonna click to this point. I'm gonna take this to this to this, and I want to show you a bit of the 3D so that let's check you'll be able to rotate and know the side will not your mic is mute your mic. So yeah, my voice. Okay. So I'm gonna close this and then I'll go in here. I'll take this add beam. So you see this side have not been done. And I'm gonna click on these points to this point, from this point to this point. So I'm also gonna take from this point, to this point, from this point to this point, from this point to this point, from this point. From this midpoint to this midpoint, from this midpoint to this midpoint, from this midpoint to this midpoint. So we've done that. Having done those things, from this to this to this, this to this, this. Okay. So this is a midpoint from here to here, here to here, and so. But now, having gotten to these points, we've done the midpoints and we've gotten to the midpoints. We've gotten to this point. Then the next thing we're going to do from here, is we are actually going to add our support. We are going to add our support. So at this point, I'll go to the Z. Now, looking at this, if you use your calculator from here to here where the shape started changing, from here to here where the shape started changing, it is 10 meters. So, and we have 7 nodes. So if you use your calculator very well, it's around 1.7 meters divided by 7. If we divide 10 meters, 10 divided by 7, it's around 1.4, sorry. So it's around 1.4. So this is what another thing I want to do. I don't want this thing to start from here. You can as well leave it. There is nothing wrong about that. But personally, I want to do this. I want to delete this. Yes. And I'm going to delete this. I'm going to press this. And I want it to be just like this. So I'm going to go back to that isometric. You see, this one did not go. 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 I'm gonna press delete and remove them. So having done that, so I'm gonna merge. We did something before. We merged the other, the last one. So the same thing is what I'm going to do there. So you can as well leave yours. There is nothing bad about that if your channels starts from at least 1.4, but I want to increase it. I want my own to get up a bit before the channel start coming up. So I'll still go back to geometry, go to merge selected members. I'll click that and merge them. So after merging them, I'll click on close. This is what I want. So I go back to the other side, and now having modeled this, if you actually see this, you can actually look at this in a 3D view. You can actually look at it in a 3D view. So if we go over here, you see, though we've not added members, this is a bit of what we are trying to do. Do you get? This is what we are trying to do. So now, having seen this, let's go back to our model. I'm going to add a load. I'm going to add a support. So I'm going to go to support page. I'll click on support page, and I'll click on create. I want to create a fixed support. I'll just click on add, and when I click on add, I will say I will just bring it down here. Now I want to add a support. I will use this node cursor. See this cursor here. I'll use this node cursor here and select this. But before I do that, I have to select this support and then select this. When I select these nodes, either this way or this way, because it's nodes cursor that I used, it have to select only the node. So even if it's covering the beams, it has nothing to do. So it's asking me assign to selected nodes. I'll say assign. Then it will now say, yeah, I will bring up that. I'll now say yes. So after that, after we've assigned support, we'll have to go to property page to add some properties. So if you look at the next this thing beside this is the support page. Beside the support page, you'll see property page. So when you see the property page, you just click on property page. You see section database. Click on section database. So when you click on section database, you allow it to come up. My own is loading a little bit. So you allow it to come up. So when it comes up, we design with British code, with British this thing. So I'm going to use a universal beam for my beams. So I'm going to use beam 20. Let me say. You can use any section of yours that you're comfortable with. So I'm going to use beam 610-229 by 140. So I'm going to use this for my beams. I'm going to say add. So you see, it's adding it. So I'm going to come for universal columns, and I'm going to use 203 by probably 86. So I'm using this. I'll say add. So I'll come for channels. The angle thing, the V thing shape, the V shape thing we were adding is channels. So I'm gonna use 125. I'm gonna use probably 102 by 51 and say okay and say close. And Having done that, then the next thing is I will select the universal beam. I'll go to I want to bring it down here. I'll go to select, go to beams parallel to X, and go back to select and go to beams parallel to Z, and universal beam. So that you'll be seeing it like the isometric view. This is it. So this is universal beam. These are my beams. So I'll just say assign selected beams. If you bring up this, I'll say yes. So he's already assigning it. I can click this and say Control S and say yes. So the next thing is our columns. Our columns. So for me to assign to our columns, there is not straight. So I'm going to go to from Y axis, Y view, global view, Y. So I'm going to gradually, so I want to drag up my screen a bit. So I'm going to gradually select my columns. I'm going to gradually select my columns. So I want to select this. So I'm going to select my columns, when I select these columns, I'm going to check this. You have to be careful for all these things so that you don't select another section. So we're gonna keep selecting this. Oh, sorry. You love that. So I'll keep doing this. I'll select for the whole of the columns. These are just like stanchions, the whole of the stanchions. So oh, sorry about this. If you're doing that with me, you have to hold your control. So you have to hold your control. Having done that, I'm going to go to select, and I'm going to call it select. I have to go to select and select beams parallel to Z, beams parallel to, to Y, sorry. I have to select beams parallel to Y. So if so I'm going to select beams parallel to Y. If we go to this, where we stopped was actually at this smaller space. So when we selected beams parallel to Y, it completed the whole of this. So I have to, sorry, I made a mistake. You have to be, this thing has to be on universal column, and go to select and select beams parallel to Y. You see, so we'll go back here. So you go back here and select all these. Sorry, I made that mistake. I should have selected beams parallel to should have selected universal column while I was so take pictures of those class these things you're seeing. Take pictures of these things you're seeing. I want to post them. Oh, okay. So I'm trying to uncheck this one. Okay, I think we have that. So having these now, I'll go to isometric view and make sure all of them are highlighted. And I'll say assign. They are in universal column. I'll say assign. So it all goes in. So so you see, the loads have been, the sections has been applied. So I'll just go to this and select this so that what happened previously will not happen again. Um, I'll select these. I'll select these. We are trying to select the channels. So you remember to hold shift in while you're selecting. Remember to hold shift while you are selecting. So you hold, sorry, your control, you hold control while you are selecting. So having done this, I'll go to this thing to make sure all of them are all selected. Then I'll say assign the channels. So you say yes. So all the channels have been assigned. So after that, I think we are done assigning this thing. So you can actually check it out in 3D. You will see your mast. You can see your mast. You can see the mast is completed. The mast is completed, and you can check it out. It's completed. So I can close this. Or if you want to see it in an engineering form, you right click. When you right click, you click on structure diagrams. You click on structure diagrams. When you click on structure diagrams, you click on full section under structure, click on full section, you say apply, say okay. So you see, it automatically starts showing you the sections you selected, how they look like, and you know, so this will now show you a bit of what you have, what you're going to have. So I'm gonna come out from here. So at this point now, so it's back to what it used to be. It's back to what it used to be. So the next thing is we have to start adding our loads. So I'm going to go to, you just let me drag down the screen a bit. So you go to your load page. This is property page. The next one is support page. The next one is specification page. The next one is load page. So I'm going to click on this load page. And when I click on this load page, I'm going to click on the load case. I'll say add. So I'm going to add the load case now. So practically there are like 3 load cases that affect a mast, a telecommunication mast. Number 1 is your life load plus let me use capital letter, life load plus dead load. I'm gonna click OK. So as you can see, it has added 1 life load plus. Then the next one I'm gonna add is wind load. I'll click on add. Then I'm gonna add another load case that I'm going to call self weight. Self weight load. Self weight load. Sorry, self weight load. So I'm gonna say add. So I've added the 3 loads that I actually want, and I'm gonna close this. So I have my life and dead load, I have my wind load, I have my self weight load. So I'm gonna click on life and dead load and click on add. You know, a dialog box is going to come up. So for my life and dead load, I'm gonna go to member load, and so I'm assuming my loadings. So as an engineer, I believe we are all good in calculating our loads. So I'm going to assume that the life and dead load coming on this mask is 10 kilonewton. You get is 10 kilonewton. So let me say I'm using the life and dead load. I'm using 10 kilonewton. That, so I'm going to say minus 10 kilonewton, and I'll click add. So I'll click close. So I'm going to come to, you see, it's adding it. So let me save this. So I'm going to go to wind load. I'll say I want to add a wind load. So the is at the nodal. It's at the nodal. So I'm going to use for my wind load, the nodal load. I'm going to use at fx forces at the x direction. I'm going to use minus 20. So I'm assuming no forces on the y direction and no forces on the z direction. So I'm gonna say add, and I'm gonna say close. So I'm gonna say self weight. I'm gonna click on add self weight. It's under self weight. So the factor is 1. I'm just gonna say add. So it's going to make sure it's added the self weight. I'll say close. So now having generated our loads, our load case, having generated our load case, the next thing we have to do is so I'm going to click on, look at by the side here, you see analysis and print. You see analysis and print by the side. So when I click on analysis and print, and I'm going to select static check, and when I select static check, I'm going to click on add. So I'm going to click on close, and so after that, I'm going to click on post print. So this is post print. I'm going to click on post print, and on post print. Then when you click on post print, the next thing now is you are actually going to define your command. So I'm going to click on define command, and at support reactions, I want these are the support reactions. I'll say add. So I've added the support reaction this thing. So I'm going to click on close. So so now, having done this now, all these loads we've been adding, we have to assign them. So these support reactions. So I'm going to go to Z, and I'm going to use the nodal cursor. I want to use the nodal cursor, and so before using the nodal cursor, I'm going to select this. So I've already selected the nodal cursor. I'm going to select this node. Sorry, I'm going to select the support node. Select the support nodes. So he's asking me assign to selected nodes. Assign this support reaction, whatever reaction we're gonna have, assign it to this place. I'm gonna say okay, assign. I'll say yes, and I'll click. After that, you see there is a check that those ones has been assigned. So after doing that, now the next thing is we're going to go to command, and we're going to check. So I'm going to drag this screen down a bit. We're going to go to command, and we're going to go to loading, load lists. You're going to go to load list. This is the load we added. So I'll just have to move them to this side by clicking. They're moving them from load case to load list. So I'll say okay. So having done that now, having moved them to this thing, so I'm going to click on design. I'm going to click on design, and I'm going to click on steel because it's steel that we are doing. So I'm going to say define parameters. I'm going to click on define parameters. So these parameters we're going to do. So you see, so I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to add, you see this one called PY. I'm going to say that is design strength of steel. I'm going to say add PY. And I'm going to say look for SBCT. I've added BY, SBCT, and SGR. Okay, I've seen SGR. So we talked about the grade of steel 275. I'll say add, and the next one is SBLT. SBLT, this is it. Road steel, I'll say add. Then I'll now click on track. I'll select 2. Print expanded output. I'll say add. So then having done that, I'll say close. Come in. I'll say close. So when I close them, I'll go down. This is PY. I'll say assign to view. Let me check this thing to this. So PY, I'm gonna say assign to view. I say assign to, look at this, assign to view. I'll click on assign to view. I'll say yes. And SGR, I'll look at assign to view again. I'll say assign. I'll say yes. SBLT, assign to view. I'll say assign, say yes. Track, assign to view. And I'll say assign. And they are ticking because all of them has been assigned to view. So having done that, we are almost done with this. We are almost done with this. And the next thing is I'm going to select command, and I'm going to click on this command and say code check. I'll say assign code check. I'm going to select what's it called? Member takeoff. I say assign member takeoff. I'm going to say select, say assign select. I'm going to say take off. I say assign take off. And then I'm going to click on close. I'm going to click on close. So having done that, I'll click on analysis slash print, analysis print, analysis slash print. This is it here. I'll click on analysis slash print. I'll click on no print, no print. So I'll click on add. I'll click on add. If I've added that, I'll say close. I've said close. Then the next thing is for us to run analysis. So I'll just click here and say run analysis. So it's asking me the structure has been modified. I said yes, I want to say. So if all we did was correct, it will analyze, and the thing will keep going down. So, but this is going to take a whole lot of time to analyze. It's going to take a whole lot of time to analyze, and he's still trying because of my disk space and all that. So for now, I'll say let's call it a day. So tomorrow, while we're waiting for this to finish up, tomorrow we will be doing a cable bridge. We'll be doing a cable bridge and a roof mast, a roof, what's it called? A roof truss. So we're going to be doing two things tomorrow: roof truss and cable bridge. Roof truss and cable bridge. And so while we are, I will advise us to come up early and hook up on time. So for this night, I'll say thank you for joining us. God bless you. I still remain your guy, Emmanuel. So if you have any contribution, you can add it on the chat. Let's hear you out. Let's hear you out. So I'm listening. I'm waiting for your reports. All right, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for you. You can say up anything on the, maybe a question on the, what's it called? Maybe a question. Wow, okay, Timothy said, this is an awesome class. Thank you. Well, Sir Timothy, we really appreciate. Thank you, sir. Okay, ask your question. Okay, Engineer Tijani, I hope I got the name correctly. He said, thank you so much. Though I missed a lot, that you tried to be punctual tomorrow. Okay, sir, we are waiting. We'll be waiting for you. Yes, you get the record. He asked, can we get the record? Yes, if it was recorded, you get the record. And we'll send it this night unfailingly. We'll send you this night unfailingly. So Timothy, we're still waiting for your. Okay. For the detailing, um, uh, Star Pro does not give you a direct detailing. You need another software. We will call it Start Detailer. Start Detailer. Maybe probably I'll get the software and across. I wish I'll be able to download it, and the one I have, I just formatted my system, and I lost a whole lot of files. But once I recover the files, I'll send you the detailing, the Start Detailer, so that once you finish this analysis, you can actually detail. It will automatically detail your this thing. It's just like when you're using Prota structures. Prota structures on its own does not detail. So, but when you get to Prota detailing, you get your details. So that is the same thing with Start Pro. So you will get that. That's how to get the detailing after analysis and design. And we just run the analysis and the design, and probably okay, Sir Engineer Ebu Boko said, this is excellent. We really appreciate you, sir. Really appreciate. Okay, Engineer Destiny said, what about the foundation design? What about the foundation design? Okay, like what we did is on the foundation design, on a normal, once you're designing a mast, the thing that you use for your foundation design is raft foundation. That's the basics. So having known the forces that is on your distance, when we go into raft foundation, what's it called? Start foundation. That one, when you get into start foundation, that's where you can be able to treat your foundation separately. But here, what we just did is tell Start Pro that these loads is applied to the what's it called? That this load is applied to the foundation. So if this now is moved to the start foundation, you get to understand that this, so once you're picking the kind of foundation you want to do, so that is where this can actually be pushed. The software already know that the load is coming on the foundation. That is why we used that what's it called, the support reaction. So we pushed the whole of our loads to the support, so that the support will actually react on it. The support will actually react. So once you go into what's it called? Once you go into start foundation design, when you're installing, you see Start Pro, you see foundation design. So it's that way, is in that place that will actually take care of that. But for the meantime, we want to know how to model your analysis, your structures, design them. And once it is okay, foundation is actually a little bit this thing. While according to along the class, if we have chance, we'll run a bit of foundation. But if we doesn't have chance, you meet us as the master class. We'll deal with that perfectly well. And that is it. Okay. I don't know this one. You're using Galaxy X7. You said mine is on trial, but I didn't know where to start from because I joined late. The record will be really needed. I will send the record according to the group, not the other group, where the multitudes are. The group where the disciples are. That's where I will send the video to. And also I will probably send you a link so that you inside that link you will get, or I will send you the patch, the software patch, so that you can actually run the crack and get out of trial version. All right, at this point I would like to say thank you everyone. I would like to say thank you everyone, and thanks for coming. Please don't forget, be on time. Don't forget to be on time. Don't forget to be on time tomorrow. I really appreciate. I still remain your guy, Agu Emmanuel Carlo. On behalf of ME Bliss Consolidate, I want to say thank you. So at this point, we'll call it a day. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.